Hey guys, this is Rosen Thanks Sears here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today I'm going to be doing a review on the movie Ghosted. So Ghosted is a new Apple TV Plus original streaming movie, and came out just yesterday, and is directed by Dexter Fletcher and stars Chris Evans, Ande Armas, Adrian Brody, Mike Moe, and a bunch of others. And also we have some cameos from Ath- Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Ryan Reynolds, and John Cho. I'll talk more about that later on in the interview. And also Tim Blake Nelson is apparently in this, but I don't remember seeing him. And basically the plot for this movie, it's about the Chris Evans character named Cole, who pretty much gets caught up with this stranger named Sadie, played by Andy Armas. Apparently they're strangers, but then Cole instantly starts to have a crush on Sadie, so he asks Sadie out to like hang out for drinks and walk around and stuff. But then Sadie flies to London for work, and as Chris Evans, Cole tracks Sadie, he decides to come with Sadie to yeah, he decides to come with Sadie to London, but suddenly he gets kidnapped by being accused of being the taxman, and so Sadie is actually secretly a spy. So Cole gets involved in a bunch of I'm sure you know what I mean. Yeah, spy stuff. Now, yeah, I mean, start by saying I actually never really heard of this movie at first. Like I didn't. I mean, at the beginning of the year, but like a few months, at the start of the year, I think a few months ago, I saw this poster for like a movie, on Rotten Tomatoes trailer said that there's gonna be a new movie starring Chris Evans and Andy Armas. I was like, okay, I'm already in. I mean, if it has Andy Armas in the movie, then definitely sign me up because Andy Armas, you all know, is one of the greatest actresses of all time period, and it sucks that Andy Armas hasn't really been a well received actress, especially with all of her three movies last year, Deep Water, The Gray Man, and Bond. All of them were panned by critics, yeah, so the critics haven't really been nice to her. And so wait, I'm lost. Oh yeah, the last time a movie starring Andy Armas got positive reviews is No Time to Die, which is easily her best role, and yeah, which is easily the best role that Andy Armas has ever played. No competition. So yeah, of course yeah, that was the time when I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch everything Andy Armas does, and also she was in Nice. Also she was a leading actress in Nice, which was massively praised by critics, and Nice has become an absolute classic. So yeah, last year I've actually defended all the Andy Armas reviews. I already did a review of The Gray Man and Blonde. Yeah, both of them are underrated, especially Blonde, which Blonde is the most underrated movie in 2022. There was also Deep Water, which I never really reviewed, and also I only watched the movie once, but I remember loving Deep Water. It was really good. Although yeah, maybe it's not a Talented worthy movie like I originally thought, but it's a really good nail biting thriller that I absolutely love. With Ghosted, I mean, this movie actually had promise that would probably get better reviews, mainly because of its director Dexter Fletcher, who directed the Eddie the Eagle and Rocketman. I have seen both of them, and Eddie the Eagle is great, but I think it's Dexter Fletcher's the weakest movie. But Rocketman's a masterpiece. I love Rocketman. And I'm glad I saw the movie in theaters. Yeah, and it made me fall in love with Elton John even more. I totally trusted that Dexter Fletcher would do a good job at Ghosted. And then I saw a trailer, and maybe at first it sounded like your average rom com with Chris Evans and Andy Armas. I mean, they're both a really good duo who were both in Knives Out and The Gray Man, and now it's their third time together. I mean, but yeah, but it's apparently an action romance movie, a spy romance, and I was absolutely sold. Not only that, but I love how they made Chris Evans the damsel in distress and Andy Armas as the badass action hero, because usually it's always male being the hero and the women being the damsel in distress, but now we're getting a flip top. And yeah, I always love to see Andy Armas in action movies. Like it's after No Time to Die. She was mostly in dramas, and she didn't really do much of the action stuff in The Gray Man, but I still loved her in that film. So yeah, now after seeing Ghosted for myself yesterday, I gotta say, this movie absolutely lived up to the hype. I really loved it, really like dug this movie. It was really good. Unfortunately, though, the critic rating of this movie, oh my god, yeah, bad critic score. It's like 30% only. I mean, wow, that is harsh. Like almost just as harsh as Deepwater, which yeah. Can the critics just stop hating anything Andy Armas is in it? Because come on, I mean, you can't underestimate Andy Armas. I mean, surely there's something really good about her besides just Knives Out and all that. Also, not to mention Blade Runner 2049. I hear people say that Blade Runner 2049 is Andy Armas' best role, and I can totally see why, because Blade Runner 2049 is phenomenal, and Andy Armas' character in the film is my favorite character of 2017. So yeah, but I don't care what the critics say. I think this movie is a lot of fun. Even if you watch this movie on its own without just without just Andy Armas. I mean, this movie is just so entertaining. It's such a blast. I mean, there's literally not a single scene that drag for me. There's not a single scene that drags. So yeah, this movie essentially like this movie is basically an action rom com. So yeah, nowadays you probably know how I feel about rom coms. Rom coms are basically just the same type of movie like all the time, and they always like play it safe, and they don't really do it like they're always all yeah, they always stick with the same formula, and they don't even and it's just so predictable. I was actually too generous to At Midnight, the other rom com movie I saw this year. I was too generous to that film. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but now I give it a 6 out of 10. The reason being is that the story did follow the same old tiresome formula of other rom coms, but I think Monica Barbara herself kind of made that film serviceable. Although it's a film that I'm probably gonna forget about as the year goes by. But yeah. But Ghosted is certainly a movie that I'll probably remember at the end of the year. Because yeah, this movie is really good and it's unique. It doesn't mean unique. It's actually more of an action movie, action spy movie than a rom com. The first 30 minutes of the movie is eventually a rom com. Is essentially a rom com with Chris Evans and Andy Armas dating. But then yeah if you don't know anything about this movie, you didn't see the trailer for it, then you're definitely gonna be shocked by the fact that this is actually an action movie. It just just when you thought that this was just gonna be a straight rom com movie. So yeah, if you never saw the trailer, although I think everyone would probably find out that that's gonna be kind of a spy it was gonna be a spy movie. Like looking at the home on Apple TV Plus, like the home page. When you click on it, and then you see Andy Armas and Chris Evans explosion. There's actually two posters, like there's actually two posters. Like trying to promote this as two different movies. There's one poster that the main poster, which is an action. You see explosion in the background with Andy Armas being a spy and Chris Evans in the foot. That totally does look like an action spy movie. And then there's that poster with Andy Armas and Chris Evans just standing together. And that's basically just your rom com, your average rom com poster. So I love how this marketing really puts people off into I'm being surprised that they may think it's a rom com, but actually it's an action movie. I love that. And yeah, I enjoy the rom com part a lot. I actually like it. I think that first 30 minutes alone is far better than most rom com movies today, where they just play it safe and just not care. And I don't even enjoy these rom com movies. Now I know you may be like, oh, how come you're so critical towards the rom com movies, but Marvel movies are the same thing, and you still praise them? Well, at least Marvel movies are entertaining. I agree that they feel like the same movie and they need to try something unique, but at least they're entertaining. What's so entertaining about this movie? What's so entertaining about this one? I mean, I don't see anything entertaining about the rom coms. But Ghosted is certainly an entertaining movie to watch. So yeah, well, and Chris Evans and Ana de Armas are absolutely perfect together. They both give such a perfect such a perfect chemistry together. Considering that they've been working together for two movies in a row now, Nice Out and Gray Man. So now both of them they really do show great chemistry, showing that they are perfect together because they always work together before. Yeah, that's how you can see a great chemistry. And Chris Evans is really good. I love how hilarious she is as the male damsel in distress, and so yeah, she's such a very charming and likable character. Who can be annoying at times, yes, but I mean, but eventually his character does will definitely grow on you as the movie goes forward. But the real standout in the movie is obviously Ana de Armas. I saw this movie for Armas, and I think she did not disappoint in this movie whatsoever. I mean, I read some reviews and they're all saying that Ana de Armas had a wig on, and apparently she looks ugly in that wig. I'm sorry, but no. I mean, she's not ugly. I mean, she's still as hot as she's still as hot with the wig and why and I actually did not even notice that Ana de Armas had a wig on until how do I say this yeah, until, well, you know what, yeah, until I read the review. So yeah, really enjoyed seeing Ana de Armas in this and I mean she is indeed a great hero and a badass. Yeah, really had a lot of fun. The action scenes are really good as well. I mean, they're not shaky. They're actually filmed really smoothly, and they're just nuts of fun. There's a lot more action scenes than I expected. And every single action scenes, they really slap. No, they're not the best action scenes. I do have one complaint about these action scenes, but I'll get to it shortly in a bit. And one of the highlights of this movie, I wouldn't mind spoiling because I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind because not a lot of people heard this movie and not a lot of people are. I'm sure it's just me in the Frozen community who's gonna watch this movie. Hopefully, Harry Thomas does check this out and review this as well. But this movie had celebrity cameos. Yep, this movie had cameos from MCU actors. So like, cause you got the Chris Evans from since you got Chris Evans, aka Steve Rogers, the OG Captain America. Literally, literally, sorry, literally you got a bunch of other MCU actors being in this. I mean, you got Anthony Mackie, aka found the new Captain America, Bucky Barnes, no, Sebastian Stan, aka Bucky Barnes slash the Winter Soldier. You got you even got Ryan Reynolds, aka Deadpool, all making a cameos, and yeah, a lot of people say that the cameos are the only good things about this movie, and I don't mind actually. I don't mind the cameos. I don't mind I don't mind the cameos in this, and I think they're all like really good. Yeah, I mean, I was like, yeah, when I saw Anthony Mackie, I was like, whoa, Anthony Mackie is in this. I didn't expect that. And then Sebastian Stan, like in that exact same scene, basically when they were in Morocco, yeah, they were there, and yeah, and also, but I think Ryan Reynolds is the most shocking thing. Like I love how he has this eye patch to probably to reference Nick Fury. Yeah, I love that. But yeah. Since he got a bunch of MCU actors in this, I think it's at this point now that Marvel should cast Ana de Armas in the MCU. I think I predict that she's gonna be in the new X-Men movie Mutants, and she's gonna play as Mystique in that movie. I hope so, or at least any MCU roles, like anything. But yeah, I do have some flaws with the film, so I'm gonna get to them now. I'm gonna get to these flaws. So yeah, what are my flaws with the movie? You may ask. Well, I have a few, but not much. So I do think that the villain is forgettable as I kind of expected. Like I didn't think that this movie was gonna have a good villain, and yeah, the villain was. Uh, Now I'm not a villain hater. I know I normally criticize villains a lot, even though I'm actually a villain fan. But I mean, this villain actually should have been good. I mean, I was like, when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh yeah, this villain is actually pretty good. I mean, the villain is played by Adrian Brody, who also worked with Andy Armas previously in Blonde, and Blonde was definitely his better role. And he was, yeah, one of the better parts of Blonde. Um, yeah, the villain is kind of forgettable. Like when I finished watching the movie, I literally completely forgot everything about the villain. But yes, yeah, I think this villain could have been like a little more memorable. But yeah, he's just kind of bland. Also, literally, also I there's this really weird scene where Marwan Kenzari's character, Marwan Kenzari, who played Jafar in Aladdin remake and Sabak in Black Adam, he basically also made a short appearance in this, and he apparently just made out with Andy Armas. It was so weird. Yeah, that was weird. But by far, but I think one of my biggest issues with the film is the use of licensed music in action scenes. Yeah, earlier I said the action scenes are great, but they're not perfect and not among the best action scenes I've ever seen. Yeah, that's the reason. That's probably one flaw I'd give the action scenes. The action scenes. Yeah, the how do I say this? The licensed music. Yeah. I forget most of the songs I played, but they're silly pop songs, and most of them are the more annoying, the more trendy and annoying pop songs in this, and they certainly did not fit the action scenes. Like there's a scene where this jeepney that Andy Armas was driving like fell down, and then there's this song that played at the background, and it was so unfitting. But then there is the elephant in the room playing Uptown Funk in the final battle. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Uptown Funk. I love that song. Back then, it was one of my favorite songs back in, like a few years ago. No, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite songs as of now, but I still really love the song. I think it's probably my one of my favorite Bruno songs from Bruno Mars, who is a Filipino like me. But playing Uptown Funk in the final battle is just so ridiculous and so weird. Like it's like literally so unfitting. So yeah, just I think I'm having like licensed music, not including them, would have made a movie like a little more enjoyable because you don't have to get bothered by these pop songs playing. But other than those flaws, I really enjoy Ghosted. I don't understand the hate for this movie. I think this movie is such an entertaining ride from start to finish without any scenes, well, any dull moments. Even those criticisms I mentioned, I don't even think that they were dull at all. Like they were, I mean, even the action scenes, they were not dull. They were just kind of weird and unfitting. So yeah, this is my second most underrated movie of 2023 so far. My most underrated movie of the year obviously is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. My most underrated movie of all time. Yeah. It's not perfect, but I would like watch it again if I have to. Yeah, and I highly recommend checking this out on Apple TV Plus. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Ghosted a 9 out of 10, a high 9 out of 10. Yeah, this is my second favorite movie of the month so far, right behind Super Mario Bros. Movie. Let's see if Air or Evil Dead Rise can be better than this. So yeah, so also for my review of Ghosted, are you interested in checking this movie out? And yeah, if you have seen this movie out, what is your opinion on this movie? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review of The Northman for its first anniversary. So yeah, bye guys.